right, here we are just about at the end of day 3 of Saturday, the crazy day that Saturday is here at Spiel 2017. Happy to be joined by first-time published author, designer, Sophia Wagner.
Yes.
Congratulations on your first design and welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really happy about it.
So your game, Noria, which is being sold by Pegasus Spiel, as well as got the partnership with Stronghold Games here in the States.
Yeah.
So wow, that's exciting. So you were telling me earlier that this is not your first Spiel.
No, I've been here quite like 5 times or something like this, and it always changed for me because at the first time I was here as a visitor, and then as a supporter for some publisher, and afterwards as I started designing my own games, I made appointments, and so I showed my games, and now the first time my published game is here and people are buying this game and I get feedback that they like it, and so that's really great.
I literally cannot imagine how good that feels, that to be at the biggest board game convention in the world and people are going gaga over what you created.
Yes, it's really amazing. It really is.
That's awesome. So, okay, so let's start briefly background. So, what got you into board games and what got you into designing board games?
Yeah, I've been playing board games like as a kid, and then later when I was studying geosciences. So I did my master in geosciences, but at the end of my master time, I started creating board games because I started to play again and to get to know all these amazing games that are so different from the games I knew as a kid. And suddenly I get to know that there are more games also for grown-ups. You know?
Yeah. I fell out of the hobby for 30 years, didn't realize that the hobby even existed, so I can relate completely to that.
So for me it was kind of the same, and as soon as I started to play those games, I also started to design games. And I started by thinking about a whole world, and I wanted to create a big game and get everything inside. So my first designs, they were you could not play them. Yeah.
Just too much bloat trying to fit 100 things into the game.
Yes. Yes. I thought it must be great, but it wasn't the first. But I kept on designing games, and so I get to know more about it, and we're searching for contact to other designers, and so I grew as a board game designer, and now you see my first published game, and
That's awesome. So how did Noria come to be?
It's published by the Edition Spielwiese, and the Edition Spielwiese also has a small board game cafe in Berlin, and they have a designers meeting day, and so I went there with my board game designs, and so I met Michael, who is who owns the Spielwiese, and he wanted to start a publisher, and I of course wanted to publish something, and and so this was one connection, and the other one was that I won a stipendium, I won an internship and something like a prize from the Spiel des Jahres jury for new designers.
That's awesome, though. Okay, so that kind of validated what it was that you were doing, right?
So it was validated by this jury, and so I was happy to win this. And then Micah said, okay, maybe we can start something together, and so that's the beginning from Noria. So I was thinking, I was designing games with rotating things before Noria, but I used these rotating things in a different way. And then we started with this game, and I wanted a wheel building mechanism inside. And
I went by the booth a little while ago, and I was talking to Andreas Odendahl, and he was describing the wheel and how clever and how tricky it can be. So you wanna tell that a little bit for the listeners?
Yes, I would love to. Yes, it could be really tricky. So you have to imagine, I call it wheel building, and I call it a wheel, but actually it's like 3 rings, one inside each other, and those rings, they have spots where you place action tokens. So the outer ring has 6 spots, the middle ring has 4 spots, and the inner ring has only 2 spots. And so you have tokens in the spots, and in your turn you have an active half of the wheel and an inactive one. And from your active half, you choose from every ring 1 action token. They have to be connected, and then you do the action. And after you turn every one of the rings clockwise 1 step. But 1 step means the inner ring will turn like
flips.
Flips over like 180 degrees, and the outer ring will move only a little bit. So you have another constellation of actions possible. And you always see, of course, what comes in the active half, what will leave the active half. And that's quite tricky to deal with it.
And it really leads to a lot of being able to plan for future turns, being able to see how the wheel moves in your head, like, okay, in this turn there, next turn. So in 3 turns, I should be able to have all these things lined up to actually be able to do this.
Yeah, that's how you could do it. So you can do it very strategic, but you could also act tactically. By just looking what I have in my active half and just choose the best from this, and then let's surprise you. Yeah, of course, that's another way to play it, but you will lose against those who think ahead, of course.
Sure.
But it makes fun also to play it in the tactical way, so if you get to know it, you maybe, that's the way you play it, and then you learn more how to
manipulate it and be able to look forward enough to be able to do it. Awesome.
And the interesting thing is why I call it wheel building is because you can exchange some of those action token. You can remove them. You can put others on their places. At the beginning, you don't have all spots filled, but you will buy more tokens to have more options and something like that.
So it gives you more actions as you go along.
Yes.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to check it out. We got a copy. We're going to review it on the show, so I'm very much looking forward to it.
Great.
So, okay, any designer that I talk to on any of these interviews always has a book of ideas. It sometimes is a little book, sometimes it's a really thick book of ideas. So I assume it's no different. So now that you are a published author, do you have something else that you're shopping, or are you just, you know what? It's my first game, I want to bask in this and take a break.
No, of course not. I have many ideas, but I also have finished games, or that I think they are finished. You know, there's always
further development that can happen.
Yeah, of course. And I'm showing them to publishers right here in Essen and on other fairs. And so there are games that are reviewed by publishers at the moment, and they will tell me if they want to publish or not. But it takes a time, so I'm speaking with some.
Okay, all right. So hit the ground running. So now that you're published, now no letting up. It's just go, on to the next one. But still, that's got to feel amazing. How did it feel the very first time you held your game?
It was so great. It really was great. And I was a little bit anxious because I wanted to open it and to see if everything is good, if everything is
just perfect, right?
Yes, if it's perfect. And it was so good to open it and to see that the wheels are moving, that it's not stocking or something like that. Now it's moving smooth and everything is good. And then it was such a good feeling.
That's awesome. That's so cool. So cool. Well, thank you very much for taking the time, and hopefully you and I can sit down via Skype for a longer interview to be able to talk more about your background and about what might be coming next.
Yes.
All right.
I would be happy about that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks a lot, and have a good rest of Spiel.
Thank you a lot.
All right, take care.
Bye.